Hello, welcome back to the Casual Hour, a podcast ostensibly about video games, but mostly about the month of August. I am Bobby Pease. Joining me tonight, Chase Kinnicky, the gamer on the go, Johnny Am is the gamer that should go, and P. Brown, the Aeon, my favorite person to join us permanently since we started the show and back again.
You're damn right. I have returned.
He's back.
I am happy to be here. Yes. What is happening, yo?
You know, we're just hanging out with you. We just got a whole lot cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooler with the guy wearing the fucking Sailor Moon shirt.
Hey.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I have a sailing. I'm wearing a sailing shirt.
That's objectively true.
There we go. There we go. Oh, motherfucker. What is that? I'm sailing.
I'm wearing a shirt
What
for the
about
only
Bob?
podcast that's better than this one. So
the Beastcast, the formerly.
Look
The
at the
greatest-
scoreboard. Who's still going?
Yeah, exactly. We are filling that void.
fair point, Bobby. That's a fair point.
Take that. On that note,
There's an opening for the best podcast on the planet, and we're taking it.
That's right.
I heard it was
I
the
thought it was the best
universe.
podcast in the universe.
Yeah, I thought we could take that spot.
Well, you know, you start small.
Well, look, all joking aside, we got a lot to do tonight. We're going to talk about the games that came out in July, the games that are coming out in August, but as haphazard as that intro was, Patrick originally started the show with Johnny and I. He has still been here in spirit. We've talked about that when he's guested the last few times, but he has decided.
Music.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
course.
you hear he's basically he's been a part of every single episode of the Casual Hour.
Absolutely.
He's
But-
been on more episodes than all three of us.
True.
That's
Out
true.
here.
So what we've decided to do is make him a permanent member that will be rotating in when life allows each month. You might see him pop in around like the What You've Been Playing, quick looks. But Patrick, we're just so thrilled to have you back.
I'm so thrilled to be here, gentlemen.
It's great.
Yeah. So great to be back, and I cannot wait. I'm excited. I'm so excited.
And I'm thrilled that now that you're a permanent member, you don't get to go first anymore. It goes back to me.
That's true.
You're
Yes.
no longer a guest, so get in
Yes.
fucking line.
I know,
As we
that-
talk about the games we've been playing.
Very, very
Man.
true. The fucking strong opener, Chase.
And we got to talk about what happened on, I mean, not tonight because there's too much to get through, but bro, the fucking XCOM shit went sideways quick on us Monday night.
Oh boy.
as
Yeah.
XCOM does.
Dude,
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
Jiggy's dead. We're all fucking dead.
Happy birthday,
dead?
Jiggy. You're dead. No, Johnny, you got out.
Yeah,
because
somehow
you
you're alive.
Well, he was barely alive, which
I-
is why he's not dead.
Just like real life, I managed to weasel my way out of a truly
Exactly.
deadly situation.
Basically, just
Attaboy.
a draft dodger.
Yeah, at this point.
Attaboy.
Right. I had bone spurs.
Oh, God.
Yep. Wounded 9 days, bone spurs. That's what it
Yep.
said.
So anything that we need to address besides our poor playthrough of XCOM, Patrick being back, or is it time to talk about video games?
Let's talk about video games.
Wear a fucking
Yeah.
mask. There we go. Now that that's out of the way, Chase,
Yes.
you like video games?
I do like video games. We're going to try to keep it to one game a person for this episode because we know it's going to be a long one with the preview. I will give you gentlemen a choice. I have a game listed here in the note, but I'll let you guys decide. Do you want to hear about a game that I like or a game that I don't like?
A game that you like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm
Yeah.
not going to talk about Strikey Sisters.
Okay.
Fuck
Alright.
you, Strikey Sisters.
Yeah, it's okay. Like
Get
Warrior
outta here.
64 put it up and said like, "Hey, it was $3 on the eShop," and I was like, "Okay." And
Yeah.
you know, Wizorb is better, and it's basically just doing what Wizorb is. Anyway, the game I do like. How about Samurai Warriors 5?
Wait, hang on a
Okay.
second.
Wait, does
Hell
this break
yeah.
your rule?
He already broke it.
So I don't have a PS5 Warriors game, and now I do. So
Okay.
even though it is technically a PS4 game, I have
Yeah.
it on the PS5, so it doesn't break the rule.
So we're splitting hairs, is what
I
you're
think
saying.
I've already broken the rule a different time. In fact, I definitely have because I bought the Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors.
Okay,
I don't like
so-
Fire Emblem Warriors
yeah.
though, so that one doesn't count.
Patrick, if you're unaware, Chase has a self-imposed rule on himself
Yep.
to only buy
I like the
one-
Warriors game, but I
Warriors
can
game?
only purchase one per console.
Okay.
Because because like when you've played one, you've played them all, right? So I
Yes.
only really need one.
I mean, but they have the gift that keeps on giving, though. So
It's true. It's true.
It's a
I love
perfect
these
formula.
games. I specifically love the Dynasty Warriors games, the mainline Dynasty Warriors games,
Oh, yeah,
because
most definitely.
I love those characters. I love the goofy American voice acting. I love hearing somebody go, "Oh, it's Gan Ning of the Bells." Like that just kills me every time. And do
It's
not
Lu
pursue.
Bu!
Yeah, do not pursue Lu Bu is
Oh,
one of the
so
all-time
good.
great lines in all of gaming. Dynasty Warriors 3 is a perfect video game. But I'd never played a Samurai Warriors game before. I played the Warriors Orochi games, which combine Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors and some other random characters. But I'd never played the actual Samurai Warriors before, which is Dynasty Warriors, except in Japan during the Sengoku period.
Okay.
Yeah, Nobunaga, Oda, and those guys. And I like Japan. Japan's cool. And you know, I think I like Japan more than I like China. Although I like Dynasty Warriors and all the ancient China stuff they do there.
Yeah.
But I thought like this would be a fun. You know, I wouldn't call these history lessons, but it's cool to see some people. Yeah, like it's history adjacent.
Yeah.
I was in high school quiz bowl. And they definitely asked a question about who was part of the Peachtree whatever. I forgot what the hell that's called. And I was able to lock in and go, oh, you mean Liu Bei, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei? Absolutely. And they're like, yeah, you got that right. And everybody looked at me like, who the fuck are you? Why would you know that shit? You're the guy who knows our pop culture garbage. And I'm like, yeah, it's from a video game.
Sounds like pop culture to me.
I got those points. I got those points. I also got all the points on all the How I Met Your Mother
Chase,
characters.
so listen, I have a couple questions as the resident expert on all things Warriors. I don't know if you know this, I played 2 of them last year.
Hey, you're an expert.
I'm an expert at this point in time. This one we did cover on one of our preview priors, correct? And this has is this one more of like a cell shaded animation?
It's kind of more like Street Fighter 4. It's got that kind of is that called sumie? The like black paint splotches that kind of go across your characters.
Yeah.
It has more of that kind of style to it. Similar to like a woodblock print kind of thing.
Okay.
But you look at it and you go, yep, that Dynasty Warriors right there. I know who made this game.
So I'm assuming that the movesets are going to feel a little bit different from a Dynasty Warriors game, considering the samurai aspect. Okay.
No, absolutely not.
Any crossover characters from the Dynasty Warriors come over to Samurai Warriors?
Not that I've seen. I don't think so. This game seems like it's relatively streamlined compared to some of the other games they've made. I think, don't quote me on this, I think there are only 15 playable characters, which is a very small roster when it comes to Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah, that's Okay. Why?
Well, I think it's because they're trying to focus more on the story, and
I beg your pardon.
Yeah, I know. It's so older Dynasty Warriors games would let you choose one character. It would have a huge roster. You'd get to choose any character, and you'd go through a handful of story missions that would usually start somewhat canonical, and then would usually veer off into some different history because, hey, that guy should have died at this battle, and you're playing him, so you didn't die. So we now have to give you what did they do after that, which led to some weird, funky history stuff that would happen there. In this game, I think they're trying to stay relatively authentic to the events that happen, while still having the characters be flamboyant and weird and here's like this pretty boy who's was actually like an old general dude.
Is it a pretty boy or a fuck boy? Which one is it?
He's a pretty boy. This guy's not a fuck boy. Okay. He's a little piece of shit, but he's not a fuck boy.
Okay, close enough then.
So what you're doing is the story mode kind of locks you into playing specific missions, and then it will give you a range of characters you can play during those missions. So it's not getting to choose a bunch of different starting points. It's one starting point, and you play as Nobunaga Oda, who is the biggest guy in this historical time period, and you kind of are playing his rise. But as you play, it goes, okay, well now he had these two people who were with him. Now you get to play as these two people, or you get a choice between these four people, and you get to pick two of them to go into this next battle. And you're kind of going through the story that way, which is something they've also kind of done in these games before. Sometimes they'll give you a story mode for just one of the factions. Back in the Dynasty Warriors days, there's Wu, Shu, and Wei. Everybody knows Wu, Shu, and Wei.
Wu, Shu, Wei, baby.
And you pick one of those armies, and then you just do some stories with that. So you're not, it streamlined it a little bit. You're not playing through 58 characters or whatever. You're just playing 3 different story modes, and you get to kind of choose those characters. And in this game, it seems like they're, like I said, streamlined it even more, where it's really just one timeline, and you get to pick a couple of characters as you play, and then you unlock those characters to play in a free mode, where then you can go in and use anybody in any of the maps and do whatever you want.
Right on. So this is more. I can't remember if you said this already. I apologize, but what I loved in Hyrule Warriors was how you could bounce between characters and be setting them to different waypoints on the map. Is that present on this one?
That is present. That's something that's been present in a number of these games for a while now.
Got it. Okay.
In this one, I haven't played a ton of stages. I'm still relatively early.
Okay.
But I have played a map where I got to pick 2 characters, and you can open up the map and say, hey, I think the character I'm not playing as should run to this part of the map and start fighting there.
Right.
And then you can just press the I am playing on a PS5, so I'm using the touchpad. You press the touchpad and you instantly swap Grand Theft Auto 5 style into the other character, and now you can slash around with that person too.
Maybe we can figure out a way to get a quick look going to that. That sounds like something that would be fun to check out. I mean, I am relatively curious because I adored Hyrule Warriors. I thought that Persona 5 Strikers was a little weak in comparison, but there was still enough there that systematically, like, I dug what it was doing, and I guess it's only a matter of time before I try and dip my toe into one of these style of games.
Bobby, you're walking on the edge of a knife right now.
Strikers I think just didn't have a very good opening. I hear that game gets really interesting later as you start to go like on more of a road trip, and I didn't get to that point, and I feel bad. Maybe I'll get back to that and try some more. Yeah. But I was not enjoying the mechanics as much in Strikers as I was in something like Hyrule. But even playing through Hyrule, as I was enjoying this, there is a specific enjoyment I get out of knowing that I'm playing through even a bastardized version of history, but I'm playing through history with historical.
Educational, like you said.
There's a little bit of that. Yeah, it's like who is this guy, and what did they do, and who was his wife, and what battles were they
killed hundreds of people with one swipe of their sword.
Absolutely. But that's interesting to me, and that's not something you get out of something like Hyrule Warriors because, I don't want to break anybody's hearts, but Link is not a real person.
What?
He never existed.
Still real to me, damn it.
I understand.
And Chase, I gotta say, like, while we've been talking, I watched a little bit of a trailer for this, and it has a very striking visual style. From what I can see, like that,
it looks pretty good. It plays very fluidly. There are a lot of moves that let you move forward quite quickly and chain combo attacks. It just feels nice. You can always call a horse and get on that horse and get moving quite quickly.
Can you fight while you're on a horse?
You can. You absolutely can.
Cool.
They've over the years they've added new gauges and things. There's a rage meter. There's you've always had your special Muso attack, but now you've got a couple different ways to power that up. They've done enough things to make that feel snappier, and I think actually the maps in this game are pretty compact to the point where it feels like, I'm kind of getting in and getting out and having a good time with this. It's not Dynasty Warriors 3 or 4 where you are just traveling on a horse for 5 minutes to try to get to the next battle because there's just nothing between you and that. It's pretty solid. I'm enjoying it so far. The one thing that is really disappointing to me, because I did mention I love the Dynasty Warriors games where they have the big over-the-top English voice acting. This game does not. This game is in Japanese, which some people prefer. I appreciate the Japanese voice
when it comes
cast.
to dramatic voiceovers, though.
Sure.
Yes, and I would actually say that the Japanese voice acting isn't super over the top. There are some characters that are definitely over the top, but some of it is just fine. It's just fine, decent voice acting. But there is a part of me that really wants that silly,
bombastic.
Yes, absolutely, bombastic English voice acting, and you don't get that out of a game like this. And they're not going to put out Dynasty Warriors 3 again because they can just make Dynasty Warriors 12 if they wanted to.
I went to, because I was looking at some reviews for it the other day, and I went to Metacritic, and it actually has one perfect review from comicbook.com. And I thought that was
nice.
It's just weird because usually there's like not middling, it's like 6s and 7s.
Yeah, people know what these games are. In fact, there was a Polygon article I read to try to figure out: do I actually want Samurai Warriors 5, or would I be better served by going to Samurai Warriors 4 or something if I'm just interested in one of these games? And reading that kind of review, it was the reviewer's like, I like Dynasty Warriors games, but how do I convey that to an audience? Do I try to get into the nitty-gritty of all things that are different in this one? Because none of those people care. And the people who do care, they're probably already going to buy this game anyway. So what do I really say to somebody about a Warriors game anymore? Because they've made so many. How do you define them? And it's really hard. And this one just feels like a good one, which is nice. Because the last Dynasty Warriors game
was bad, right?
Was bad. In fact, have they made? I don't think they've made another one since.
No, was that 9?
Was it 9 or was it 8? I think it was 9. 9 tried to do like a big open world thing. It tried to be very different, and it fell flat on its face. All the fun cutscenes, all the over the top acting was gone because it was just 3 static dudes standing in a field with talking head stuff, and it just was lacking. It wasn't fun. It wasn't interesting. It just was whatever. And this game is not that. This game is kind of a return to form to what people like out of these kinds of games, and I think it's doing an interesting job. And I like a lot of the characters, and it's cool to see a bunch of new characters that I've never seen, but I'm kind of learning a little bit more about a period of history, Japanese history specifically, that I wasn't really familiar with before, and that's kind of cool. It's cool to see. Like, I've always known the name Hattori Hanzo, but now I can put it to like, oh, he's the guy with the cool fox mask, and
nice.
Hattori Hanzo.
Hattori Hanzo
style that is.
Ooh, it goes through you. All right, Chase. So that was Samurai Warriors 5, playing on the PlayStation 5. Appreciate the update. I want to hear more about that. Maybe even a quick look in the future.
Absolutely.
Last week, I teased that I was doing some dumb shit, and I have since doubled down.
Really narrows it down.
Down on my bullshit, and I'm recruiting right now any of you all that want to sign up and play more New World with your boy Bobby, because I'm in it. I'm committing to an MMO. I'm fucking in it. I'm doing it.
I've heard this before. You've committed to so many MMOs back in the day.
I can't go on this journey with you.
I won't.
You don't like it?
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I don't have the time nor the desire to sink
Johnny,
meaningfully.
I've said these exact
MMO.
words to you, and here we are about our friendship. I don't have the time or the desire to sink into it. I wanted to talk about it for one reason. I mean, we're obviously not covering a lot tonight. We are going to talk about this game later on in the show, as the demo is there for pre-orders for a release at the end of August. I don't know if you all know this or not, but there's been a lot of controversy surrounding a very popular MMO over the last several years.
Oh,
and most recently, it's on fire. This past week.
Oh, they brought back Burning Crusade.
Yeah, it's
Ashron's Call?
Yes.
I had a friend that played that in high school.
I think that there's a lot of people that I've seen on Twitter that are doing, a few different things. They're standing by a game that has helped them immensely, which is okay. They are looking for new opportunities because they can't figure out how to separate the artist from the art, and they're looking for a new experience to fill that spot. And I totally think that's okay too. New World couldn't have probably popped at a better time, considering all things on the playing field for people who are looking. I don't think it's going to take away a lot, especially from the giant that Final Fantasy XIV has become.
Yeah.
But I think it's doing enough interesting things in the genre of an action RPG to bring people over that maybe have been turned off by the mechanics of our MMOs in the past. And the trappings are still there for other things, but I'm really digging a couple things that I want. I mean, I talked about it last week, but I really want to highlight again. There's no class system in this game. And so you can literally approach any weapon that you'd like to. And as you use that weapon, you'll start to develop the opportunity to have a skill tree for it and equip it on your character. And I think that that's really neat. And so if you do want to switch it up and you are maybe wanting to play a bit differently, like you don't have to roll multiple characters. You can just have people who have been using weapons and then switch it up on the fly depending on what you're doing or who you're with. I think that's really cool. The other piece that I like a whole lot is the collecting and crafting. You all know I like that shit in my games. Like, I like to tinker. I like to go chop this down, bring that resource over here, make it into this, and then that can become something. And that's all here. Like, if you need new weapons, you just go and grind out for the materials, and then you can come back, and then you can start to do some enchanting and shit like that. And I'm sure there's going to be legendary drops. But all of your gear, you basically decide, do I want to have light, medium, or heavy armor based off the movements I'm going to be going. And there's predetermined stats for it. So if you have light armor, I think it's like a 15%, might be a little bit higher, damage buff to bigger groups automatically applied to your character. And you do a roll where if you had medium armor on, it goes down to 10%, and you do a hop. And if you have heavy armor on, you don't get any damage bonus, and you do a slow sidestep. So like that changes based off what you're wearing, and you can mix and match different pieces of armor. So I can have a heavy helmet on, or I can have a light chest piece. That stuff's really cool also. There's dye. There is all kinds of stuff to customize the way it looks, which I think is really cool. It's more, I mean, I don't want to say it looks more like Pilgrims, but I think it's of that time where you might have, overcoats. There is some stuff with pirates. So like when I first started the game up, I had like this really long kind of trench coat and a big wide brim hat, and I looked a lot like a Quaker. But going into it, now I had like more of a like pirate's blouse with armor over it, which looked really cool too. And I think that aspect of it's really fascinating. And there's a lot of cool things that I feel I can go off and do that I don't need to be interacting with large mobs of people. However,
Yeah. Yes.
I had to decide what guild to pick. There's 3.
Ooh. Okay.
Or faction,
Well,
I'm sorry.
choices.
One of them is basically a church bootlicker, which I didn't want anything to do with. The other is going to be more of like dark magic. It's really fucking cool looking. But I was on my way to meet the other one, and all of a sudden I heard, what's the name of the song that loops, that Gandalf video on YouTube loops to? You know what I'm talking about? Like where he's bouncing his head?
Yeah, it was heads bopping.
Yeah, that song.
Uh-huh.
God, what the fuck is that song called? Anyway.
Go, da-da-da-da. No, that's not it.
So anyway,
Something else.
I'm like on my way, and I faintly start to hear that song. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And it's like, I'm getting closer and closer to the person in charge of this faction. And there's 15 to 20 people. They all got hammers out, and that somebody in the center of this crew had that song blasting on their headset, and everybody's just having a fucking dance party. And they are just jumping up and down, having a great time, getting wild to this song in front of the faction. I immediately went up and signed up. Like, there's no other choice there. Like, I signed up for this faction. The Marauders, I think is what they are. They focus more on armor and weapons, which works out pretty well for how I want to play anyway. But then you get a whole mission set. The other thing that's really cool, this is the last thing I want to talk about on a mechanic level. You level your character up, you level your weapons up, as I've talked about, but every town you go into has a bounty board. And as you do that, you level the town up. So with every level the town happens to get, you get to choose a perk for your character. It could be a cheaper discount at shops. It could be more storage in that town. So you have shared loot, or not really shared loot, but every town you go to has an independent storage. And so I can drop shit off there and I can increase it. But what I've been doing is that I've just been increasing the XP boost. So anytime I need to grind something, like I've got one town on the map that I've mapped out my XP boost on. So if I need to level up something, I just go back to that town and just do all my questing there. That way I'm getting more XP. Then I have another town that might have like a farm at it. So I'm going to have a bigger storage area there and I can just fast travel between those if I need to do shit. I think that that's really cool. And it allows me to compartmentalize the game in a way that feels like I'm kind of grinding a solo action RPG game with the occasional person, that's what I want from one of these games, and I think that's really cool.
Is there two things?
Yeah.
One, it was the Epic Sax Man is the song.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, that song was fucking blaring. Okay. And I took my armor off. I got my hammer out. I just fucking got weird.
Okay, whoa.
It was awesome.
Got your hammer out. Is that a euphemism?
Sounds like you had a lot of fun.
I'll never tell.
And two, is there going to be a monthly subscription cost for this game?
I don't know.
It better not.
I don't know.
It's owned by fucking Amazon. If they can send Bezos to space, they better not charge a monthly.
Yeah, how do you think he's paying for those rockets, bro?
So it is. It's also, $40, I think, to buy it, and then there's a $50 deluxe version you can get
collector's
as well.
edition.
Yeah.
Bundle that game in with Prime,
or like, Luna. Seriously. I mean, like if you subscribe to Luna, you get that game automatically. Which
I played a little bit of it too, Bobby, maybe about an hour, and it passed the MMO test of having you kill at least one wild boar in the opening 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I can confirm that it is an MMO. It does. It seems all right. Like I said, I'm
having a really good time with it. And
the thing you kind of touched on it a little bit, but there's something to the economy of this game that is both really fascinating and incredibly turns me off.
Yeah.
In that you have these different towns that you mentioned that have different things associated with them. You mentioned like a farm in one, and one was more about weapons and armor. And the game also has individual economies for those different towns as well. If you try to sell arrows in one town, they might be this price. But if you go to a different town, they're a much higher price because that town is closer to where a war is happening.
Potentially.
I mean, No Man's Sky does something
absolutely
exactly like that.
For sure. But that game is more about shipping, like international shipping, where you're like moving things, and EVE Online is a similar one where some people just make a living in that game and enjoy taking goods from one place to another, and this game seems to do that. But it also has an auction house that works in some interesting and also turn-offy ways for me. Of when you sell something, you have to like pay a tax to be able to put it up on the market.
Wait. Yeah. A tax in a video game.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not. I mean, you're not. It's more like you're guaranteeing that it's there. Tax might be the wrong word, but you have to pay up front to. I guess it's like a pawn shop kind of thing. Like you're putting up something. You're
paying a listing fee.
Yes, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems odd.
Well, it's trying. I get what they're trying to do. The idea is that they're attempting to not just let people flood the auction house with bullshit. Yeah, and also like the more you have to pay per item. So if you're trying to sell 900 arrows, you have to pay that listing fee for each individual arrow, not just for a bundle of arrows.
Okay.
It's there so you're not price gouging. I get they're trying to stop like gold farming and things like that. So if you put up a price, then you have to put some skin in the game before you can get paid. I kind of get what they're trying to go with, and at that point, it's just like, you know what? To Johnny, to kind of where it feels like you're going with that. What if I just wipe my hands with this and didn't play this at all. And,
Now,
to me, I'm like, yes, I'm there.
Is there a town you get to where there's one place where everyone works, and you have to buy things from the place that you work, and you have so many, let's say, arrows that you have to deliver every day.
Yeah,
and if
maybe you get
deliver-
like a specific kind of currency that only works in that one town.
Yep. Yep. It's
interesting. If only they had terms.
It's made by Amazon. That's the joke I'm making.
Oh, thank you. Your ham-fisted approach did not make that clear at all. No, that's all I got. I don't want to take up too much time on that dumb MMO, but I am having a good time with it. And again, we'll highlight some stuff from that game here in a bit. But the demo runs for a few more days. It takes 48 hours if you pre-order.
So the 5th?
Second.
Right.
Second. So if you pre-order on Amazon, it takes like 24 to 40 hours to get your code. You pre-order on Steam, you get a code right away, and you can download the demo.
And there's a lot of game there. Like,
There's a lot of game.
It's a lot of demo.
Yeah.
We thought Monster Hunter Stories had a lot of demo. This is
pretty stout.
Way beyond. Like this.
I don't think it carries over though. That's the bummer piece of it.
Oh no.
I don't think I was told it doesn't. I haven't researched that too much myself. It doesn't seem.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, did you purchase this game or did you pre-order it through Amazon?
I purchased it on Steam, and so I have it there. And I'm fine with that. Like I do think it's something I'm going to play, especially as chat pointed out here.
It seems cool.
There's no sub, just an upfront 40, which I can get on board. There's a lot of video game for $40 there.
Yeah,
it is nice that Amazon finally decided to make a game.
Like good on them, right?
Now made as many games as they have people sent.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a real good game though.
What I might call a perfect video game.
Oh.
So perfect, it didn't win our Game of the Year last year, despite protest from this guy.
Patrick,
that's your cue.
Oh, sorry, that's
we're not talking. Hey, we're not talking about Johnny's fucking game. That's our goddamn.
We don't want to let Johnny go.
Hades.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. My 2020 game of the year. I think it also just won Game of the Year at GDC. At the Game Developers Conference. Yeah, I play this game a lot, and guess what? I still haven't beaten it.
Where are you playing it on?
Yeah, where are you playing this?
Oh wow, okay. Yeah. What's the farthest you've made it?
I've made it to Daddy Hades.
Okay.
Yeah, but he always beats my ass. So
whoops that ass.
He'll do that.
Yeah. It's pretty. It's pretty devastating. But to be honest with you, I play that game just to like chill out.
It's also really fun to. I'm not trying to flex here. I'm sorry, but I have beaten that game, and then the game is like cool.
Here we go.
You really need to beat it like 10 more times before you beat it, and like that's funny. That's real fun.
I don't know if I'll ever get there. To be honest with you, you know what? That's fine, right? Like I said, I really play it just to like relax, kill some time. It's just fun beating up stuff. I use the fists. I forget their name.
Chase
I can get that for you.
Malphon or whatever.
Yes.
I love using the fists. It gives me some pretty cool dash actions too. Especially if you get the skills from Hades. Not Hades, Ares. They're like these the blades of chaos or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
This shit is or the void of chaos. I don't know what it's called, but basically every time you dash, it leaves like a little circle of damage.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's so good. It's so good. Yeah. So shout out to Ares. Who else? Uncle Poseidon. He's the shit. Yeah. Poseidon has very strong uncle energy that I really appreciate.
I get real I feel bad when I disappoint him. When you get two choices and you don't choose Poseidon, he gets a little pissed, and you're like, oh man,
because he's so fucking cool, right?
What's your favorite cast?
My favorite cast?
Yeah.
That's the long. I don't know the names of any of these attacks. That's the long range one, right?
Yep.
That's whichever one. Yeah, the crystal. Yeah, whichever one gives you the. I think it's Demeter.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm a Festive Fog fan myself.
Festive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, shout out to Dionysus, man. Shout
Yeah.
out to Dionysus.
He's
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah, Dionysus fucks.
Yes, he does.
I mean,
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
literally.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, no. I'm pretty sure he's in the middle of an orgy every time you talk to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's just coming out to
taking
get a
break
glass of water every time you see him.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
exactly.
I gotta get a quick sip here.
I really appreciate that about him. I can't say enough about that game. You know, it's beautiful, it's fun, the music is interesting, it's not my favorite, so I'll turn on like some trap beats in the background from YouTube. Yeah, it's I can't stop playing it. Another game I did want to play, however, that I have not, that I will be playing this weekend on my Twitch is the DLC for Streets of Rage 4.
Oh, Streets of Rage, cool.
Yes, Mr. X's Nightmare. So Streets of Rage 4, if you have not played it, it slaps. It's a very good game. The music is also very good. But they just released a DLC, I think a few weeks ago, that I'm going to dive into. I'm a little disappointed because Skate from Streets of Rage 2 and Streets of Rage 3 is not in the game.
Oh, damn.
Which is, it's very silly. Very, 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 very silly. But so I will be streaming that. I've been meaning to play that, which is why I've mentioning it now on what you've been playing, because I've been meaning to play that for a while. So
is Skate not even hidden in there?
Yeah, I think yes, his original sprite. But the thing is, all right. So the whole thing about Mr. X's Nightmare is that it's basically like a giant simulation. Like it's not real. So the thing is, I'm like, well, then why can't you just make a new simulation of Skate? Then like
Right.
that. Duh, like that would be cool. So then he could fight along his aunt Cherry, and his brother Axel. Like y'all are missing out on some real like family ties here. Like get your shit together. But
Patric, can you give us a real quick ranking of Streets of Rage games?
Ooh.
Or bare knuckle if you're Japanese.
Man, Streets of Rage 2 because it had Skate.
There it is.
Like
Did it have Skate?
Yeah,
3 definitely had Skate.
3 did, yeah.
Okay.
But so 2 introduced Skate because Axel got kidnapped or something.
He's missing in that game.
Yes. Yeah, so 2 introduced Skate, therefore 2 is the best. And then it goes 1 and then it goes 3.
Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
I love 3. 3
I'm just talking about the original trilogy. If I had to, but all in all, 2, 4, 3, and 1.
2
1
is being called out in chat also
games,
as our favorite.
How many games can you play as a kangaroo?
Oh shit, that's a great. Is Rue's only in 3?
Exactly. 3.
Yeah, 3, and he's in.
I rest my case.
Sorry. Yeah, no, that's very. It's fucked up. In Streets of Rage 4, Rue, he's like, he's a barkeep and he's like chained to the bar. It's very.
It's similar with 3. Like he's in like some fighting ring, and you have to, like, you don't get to pick Rue right off the bat. You have to do something in the game to unlock Rue mid-run. Yeah, and then you can be Rue because they're having him in like an illegal boxing fight.
Okay. I don't remember that. God, it's been so long since I played
Rue
that
kicks
one.
ass.
But he's like a slave bartender in Streets of Rage 4. It's very, very, very weird. Fucking call PETA. But yeah, other than that, that's really about it. Hades, and tune into my Twitch to watch me play Mr. X's Nightmare. The DLC for Streets of Rage 4.
We do have you on auto host here too, by the way. So anybody who's hanging out, and we'll talk about it when we wrap up too. And I need to get you a little stinger so we can start to pump out your schedule over here as well.
Cool,
but awesome. So we talked about Hades and Streets of Rage 4 from Patrick there. You're playing that on PC, both of those?
Mm-hmm. Yes, PC. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Johnny,
4 is also on Switch. I'm sure it's on other things too. But
it's on pretty much everything at this point.
It plays really well on Switch too.
I flipped a coin tonight to talk about a game that I ended up talking about, New World, but the other side of that coin you've gladly picked up here, and I cannot wait to hear more of this discussion because I'm obsessed with this game currently.
I was going to talk more about Pokemon Unite because I played quite a bit more of that game and maybe even spent some money on it since last week. But the other thing that I've been playing,
Johnny, what did you
Yeah.
spend money on? Can you just answer me that?
I bought
Is it skin?
Gengar.
Oh, you bought a new character. Okay.
I did,
Nice.
and some cosmetic stuff.
Okay.
Nice.
Because they got me. They're
Thanks
like,
for
"Oh,
the
you
good.
get double the coins with your
That's
first
where they get
purchase."
you.
Okay, yeah, let's do this.
Did you get the Zera Aura that you can get?
I did.
The
Yep.
freebie. Yeah.
He's really good. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I will talk more about that at a later time. I've been playing for about 2 hours now a little game called Death's Door,
God, it's so good.
which it's chef's kiss. So Death's Door, if you're unfamiliar, is an indie game that came out this week, right? Tuesday?
Yeah.
Or last week?
It came out on the 21st.
Okay, so I'm playing on PC. I'm pretty sure it's available on most platforms.
No, it's only on Xbox
No.
and
Only on-
PC.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I
Okay,
can't
so
play this game.
It's the
That's
one game that
wild.
should be on Game Pass that's not. I have no idea what's going on here.
it's crazy. I mean, it's $20.
Well, regardless, it's
Yeah, but like, how is a game only on Xbox and PC
Right.
and not on Game Pass?
Right.
I think
I don't
that's
know.
more Bobby's
I
question.
don't know,
which
Chase. I don't
agree
have the
with.
answer for you.
Yeah.
What I can tell
But
you
it does
is
make me hold out hope, though, that this game might eventually come to PlayStation. I'm not holding out hope for Switch, but
fingers crossed. So Death's Door is a Zelda
like old school.
Souls-ish.
Yeah, old school Zelda Souls
Mhm.
top down.
Yep. So you're playing as a little crow who is a reaper, and you have you've been assigned to go and collect the soul who gets away, and that starts you on this quest to beat 3 bosses in different
Yep.
directions. So it's north, east, west, and they kind of give you your choice, I think, of where to go, or they say
The first dungeon, they say you need to
should
go
go here.
here, but then after that, the 2 that are left, it's completely up to you on how you want to do
Okay.
it.
All right, so yeah, I'm in the
Jiggy's pointing out in the chat that it's a lot like Hyper Light Drifter, and I agree with that. But this is the developer of Titan Souls,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
absolutely Titan Souls in the way that you can go one of these different directions and fight these different bosses.
yeah. So for the movement, the combat, all that stuff, pretty basic. You have a basic attack, you have a charge up attack, you have a ranged attack, which they start you with a bow and arrow.
Where are you at in the game, Johnny? Just so I'm aware.
I'm in the witch's mansion.
Okay.
So I'm in the second big area that you unlock. I was playing that after work, and then before we started the show tonight, just trying to cram as much of it in as I could. I would say the combat and stuff is pretty basic, but I think it's good for what it is. I think
Yeah.
go ahead, Bobby.
Just on that, I don't want to take away from you here, but
Mhm.
it is a little off, I think, when you first start the game up, because this is a game that has a currency that you can go and buy upgrades that go into attributes. So in my opinion, some of those things like melee, for example, will increase your range on your reach as well, but your speed can also increase how quickly you go into this invincible roll that you can do, which is a pretty big deal in a game like this, but also how quickly you can come out of it when you start to do these upgrades on it. And I think I think the game begins to feel a bit more unique and absolutely a lot better.
A little more nuanced.
When you
Okay,
can-
yeah. So
when you can
Do they
tweak it.
tutorialize that well to tell you those things?
No,
yeah.
not at all.
So you're collecting souls, basically. You don't lose them when you die, which is nice. But when you do die, it does the thing. It's like death, real big across the screen.
I think the
and
last
you
game that
start-
had a death screen that is as good as this was Ape Out. Or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ape
I don't
Out.
remember
Ape
Ape
Out.
Outs.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ape.
But it's real good. It's very dramatic. It knows what it's going for, and it starts you at the beginning of the level, wherever your last checkpoint was. As you're going through, you can collect these seeds that you can plant in these pots to restore your health. So, at least from what I've encountered, like I haven't found any like health restoration items that I just carry with me. I have to go to a place that I planted one of these seeds to restore my
There's
health.
not one. That's where you get your health.
Okay, that's kind of what I assumed, just based on how it worked. And those, like, or like, and until you die or you leave and come back. Like once you use that plant, that's it. And the bonfire equivalent would be getting to new areas, and there's a door that takes you back to HQ, basically, where you were given your assignment to go out into the world, and you can travel between all these doors at any time.
It reminds me a lot of Beetlejuice in that sense, like how they could draw the chalk door, and just the the whole tone of the bureau that you're going through is very much like that.
Yeah, it's the writing. It's very minimal, but what they do is extremely effective. All the characters that you meet are very charming. It's they're just working stiffs.
Yeah.
You come back from fighting this first boss, who's a giant castle. It was a really cool fight.
That's such a good fight.
And you talk to this crow on a typewriter. He's like, "Oh man, you caused a whole bunch of paperwork for me with that last one." But she was happy about it because she had something to do.
Yeah.
There's another crow that's just like hanging out, smoking a cigar or a cigarette. He's like, I don't know, kid. Like people just aren't dying as much these days. Like it's got a lot of flavor.
There's
to it.
definitely something that you're unraveling, and I'll say the game has some mystery to it. And I think that on the surface, it looks like it could just be a pretty straightforward, like this is one of those Souls-esque games or a Zelda-esque game.
I think that's selling it short though. Like it's got so much heart, and
Well, that's
the
what I'm trying to
music
say. Like there's a lot to it.
Yeah, like don't let don't judge a book by its cover or whatever. But
it's very reductionist to list the games that it's very much like. And again, you could do that exactly with their first title, which was just a game jam game, being Titan Souls. That was, hey, they took Shadow of Colossus and they put Dark Souls in it. Like that's what that game is, except it's top down. You can be super reductive about that, but that game rules. And I think these developers, is it just 2 people?
It is 2 people.
More than that.
It is, Acid Nerve.
They do. They are so smart in the way they design things that even though they are very clearly ripping off things from other games, they're doing so in such a
artist
smart
steals
way.
from every other artist.
Absolutely,
really quick,
and they do it better than most.
Yeah, and they this was made by those 2 people, and then also they hired out other artists to make art for the games.
I would say that the game does not feel like it was made by 2 people in any stretch.
No, it's extremely polished.
Yeah.
The level of detail, and when you're walking through in this castle area, there's leaves in the ground, and when you walk through the leaves, get stuck on your feet and follow you a short distance.
I mean, they've been making this game for a while. Like Titan Souls came out in 2015, so that's they've certainly, even if it's just 2 people, they've spent a lot of time making this thing. Yeah,
it's really good, man.
Yep.
It's
awesome.
I can't recommend it enough. If you're into Zelda games, if you're into Souls games, if you're into cute narratives with charming characters.
Can I just share on that? Because I don't like Souls games. We've talked about that a lot on here, and I love Zelda games, and I'm not having one of those strengths outdo the other here, but I think this game does an incredibly good job of scaling difficulty. And I think a game does a really good job of letting you read, and you feel I feel really good when I play this game, because I feel like I'm doing things that I normally couldn't do in other games, and that helps me out quite a bit. There is a challenge to it, but it's not one that is punitive, in my opinion.
Right.
It's not. It's very different, but I get the same sensation I got, because I don't like these twitchy games like Meat Boy, but I really like Celeste a whole lot, and I think that they did a few things there to make that game feel very much like you could climb that mountain with her. And on this game, comparing it to a Souls game might be really hard for people to hear, but it is definitely different in that sense, and it does a good job of paving the way for you to get your bearings about you in something like this, which I think is really cool. Because on the surface, it can seem a bit daunting if you're saying those things, but the game does a really great job of introducing you in, not through tutorializations, but just because they're so smart of the systems they have in the game, that works really well.
Yeah, and last, just to wrap up here, the puzzles that I've had to interact with, I thought were fun.
Super
There's one with
solid.
an arrow and using it to light torches, like the big old school Zelda energy there. And I think Don Papa's is going to have some competition from Pothead.
Pothead's really fucking good. I mean, I've already got some notes that I put down today on Pothead because I like Pothead a whole lot.
Pothead's real good.
Pothead is very fucking good in a lot of ways. Pothead's great.
So for the uninitiated, when you get to the Switch's Mansion...
No, don't say it.
Okay.
That's something that I think people should just experience.
All right.
So I have one question. We were talking about Hades a little bit earlier, and some of the ways that we're talking about Death's Door, maybe it's just that it's two games that deal in the death business and might have a little bit more humor towards it and treating it more like a job. Is there any connective tissue here? Like you're the way you're talking about how somebody's a secretary and talking about how they had a bunch of extra paperwork to do when you killed something. Like some of that is I know this game isn't a roguelite exactly, but is there some kind of similarities? Is there any sort of connective tissue that you could draw between those two kind of games?
Maybe. I'll check back in at HQ once I clear this first level, and I assume they'll have things to say about what I did.
Okay.
But yeah,
there's a character named the Lord of Doors that you're gonna meet, which is really fucking good already. That makes me believe that that what you're seeing on the surface, similar to Hades, might not actually be the case, and so there is a lot of mystery around it. But I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same there. But I will say, Lord of Doors, very good name.
Pretty good name.
You get.
Johnny.
Anyway, you guys ready to talk about some August games?
Yeah. Let's well, we got to talk about July first, right?
We got to wrap up July. Patrick, you weren't with us for the. Actually, were you with us?
Not for this one.
I think
July? Not for July.
I don't think so.
He was here for June, I think.
For June, that's right. We were talking about Hood. I remember that. Anyway, so for July, we don't have Patrick's picks, but we do have the picks for the three of us. And my picks were Monster Hunter Stories 2, which I feel like netted out pretty good. Pretty good. Still playing that. We didn't mention that in what you've been playing, but I think at least Johnny, Bobby, and me are still playing a lot of that game. And
Johnny, are you still at the first village?
Man,
yes.
Bobby's cold-blooded.
Second village.
Oh yeah, my mistake. It's easy to get confused.
Progress.
I found the last of the children. That was the last thing I did.
Great. Uh-oh. Did we lose Chase?
What a freeze frame.
I mean, he looks happy at least.
He is happy. I think we lost Chase.
I'm here.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
okay. Damn.
I'm here. I'm flipping birds. What's up?
You went full weekend at Bernie's there for a second, man.
Okay. Did you hear me still?
No.
Or just...
No.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I mean, you look very happy.
Yeah, you looked happy. It's like the women and Tim Burton's Batman when Joker got him.
I saw it. My internet was fine. I could see myself on stream. Okay, doesn't matter. Anyway.
All right.
So yeah, Monster Hunter Stories 2, feeling pretty good about that. And I said other things look good, but I'll probably be catching up on Final Fantasy 7. Ha ha ha! I didn't do that.
Nope.
I will soon. Hopefully this weekend.
Or Nier or Scarlet Nexus, right?
Nier Replicant didn't do it. Scarlet Nexus. I downloaded some episodes of the anime of that.
Yeah, that's close.
But I did not. But I also did not watch them, so I have not done anything with Scarlet Nexus. But that game looks rad still. Bobby, you had Monster Hunter Stories, which we talked about. The Ascent, which comes out
I can play
this
that
week, right?
Tomorrow at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
So
I have that preloaded.
We'll see about that. You also had Death's Door, and then a game that you've mentioned to me a couple of times, Tribes of Midgard. Did you actually?
I haven't downloaded it yet. Looks like reviews on it are a bit mixed, but I want to see after, because if it did come out, I think it just came out this week also. So I'm gonna check that out. That's that one. That's another Viking-esque game. So
I want to see. I want to know what you think of that game.
Yeah.
I don't want to be too dismissive, but just looking at the art of that game and watching the trailer, I didn't understand why you were excited about it. So I kind of want to hear.
Yeah.
Why you like it?
I'll check back in on that
if you play
one.
it and enjoy it. Cool.
For sure.
And we just talked about Death's Door. And Johnny, you had Monster Hunter Stories 2, and you said you were catching up on some Steam sale stuff and playing Final Fantasy 7. Did you finish Final Fantasy 7 Intergrade?
No, I started it 2 days ago.
Okay. And then what Steam sale stuff were you talking about?
About Metro and Observation, but I was traveling for 16 days this month.
Always an excuse. Okay.
Yeah.
All I had was my Switch.
Yeah, sure. And you played so much Monster Hunter Stories too.
There.
I did. I played like 13 hours of that game.
Okay, that's not much. I mean, it's a lot. It just
in your where?
I'm assuming I'm going to be leaving.
Let's move on. Let's talk about some free games that are coming out this next month of August. I'm gonna say straight up, I think it's pretty clear where my allegiances lie. I'm much more of a PlayStation guy than an Xbox guy, but holy shit, Xbox is kicking PlayStation's ass this month when it comes to free games.
Yeah.
Let's first start with Xbox so you can hear about this long list of pretty interesting titles. We're getting Darksiders 3. That comes out available August 1st to August 31st. You can grab Darksiders 3. Yooka-Laylee, which is the first one, the one that is Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yeah.
No, I thought people kind of liked that game. People like the second game that goes 2D.
Yeah.
But I thought people still kind of liked the 3D Banjo-Kazooie style Yooka-Laylee. Lost Planet 3, which is a bad game.
Still a Lost
Planet. I love Lost Planet.
Yeah.
The first one, and that game kind of tries to become a Monster Hunter game.
Yep.
So maybe you guys would like it. I don't know. I love the idea of Lost Planet, but yeah, the sequels were not the best. And then Garrow: Mark of the Wolves coming out. That one is August 16th, August 31st. That game rules.
That came out 1999.
One of the greatest fighting games ever made. Period. Shout out to SNK for making that.
Shout out to Rock Howard.
Yeah, Rock Howard. Come on, yes, Rock.
One of the best fighting game characters of all time. He is sadly not in a lot of fighting games, but he has the coolest fucking move where he turns around, has his cool ass jacket, and these purple fire wings come out of his back, and he looks so goddamn cool.
Yeah. Listen, all of the SNK characters are cool, right?
That's
like
true.
all of them are so cool. Shout out to Terry Bogard. Shout out to Geese Howard. You know what it is. Bow, bow, bow.
He kicks ass, and then his son is like, "Yeah, Dad, you suck. Like you're a fucking asshole, and I'm gonna go off and not be an asshole like you." And
gotta have video games with the characters, or with their daddy issues between Hades and Rock Howard.
I need a Capcom versus SNK 3 in my life.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do if that happened, man. I would
I love Marvel versus Capcom. MVC3 I think was a fantastic game.
So good.
Infinite was less, but holy shit, Capcom versus SNK needs to come back.
So good. All right,
and now let's talk about the PlayStation Plus games that are on offer for this next month. We are getting Plants vs Zombies: Battle for Neighborville, which is a fine game from what I've heard.
Fun.
Like it is a fine little shooter. Totally serviceable. People think that game is fun. And then Tennis World Tour 2.
Nice.
Yay.
I don't know anything about Tennis World Tour 2. Hunter's Arena Legends.
Okay.
The hell is that?
I don't know.
Hunter's Arena Legends will make its debut on PlayStation 5 in August, offering players a brawler-style battle royale featuring 17 playable hunters. That game has been in Steam Early Access on PC since July 2020. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Huh.
That's all.
All right.
That's all I know. If you're listening to this right now, you still have time to grab July's games, which were Call of Duty Black Ops 4, WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Don't play that game. And A Plague Tale: Innocence. And also Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown is still going until August 2nd. So you should totally download that for free while you still can. Anyway, those are the free games that we can get. Bobby, did you have any Game Pass stuff you wanted to talk about? I know Ascent comes out still this month.
Yeah,
but
tomorrow.
That's on Game Pass, right?
It is on Game Pass. Actually, there's some really big games that we've known about for a while. I don't have anything new that would be coming in August outside of these. But games that we're going to be talking more about, so I'm not going to go too deep on them. Skatebird will be on Game Pass at launch. Hades is going to be on Game Pass, as we've talked about and given a glowing review to. So if you have...
Damn right.
And I don't know if that's on just console and cloud or if that's going to be on PC as well. But Hades will be on Game Pass, and what a game to get on that service. Recompile, which I'm not too familiar with that one, is going to be on 12 Minutes, which we'll talk about, and then a little game called Psychonauts 2 we'll be talking about.
Never heard of it.
So there's some pretty big games coming to Game Pass this month.
Cool. Well, let's talk about the rest of the games that'll come out this month, and we'll start on August 5th with the Falconeer Warrior Edition, which is coming to the Switch, PS4, and PS5. This is an enhanced version of the October 2020 game. It includes the Hunter DLC and adds a new playable class, or I think the Hunter DLC adds the playable class, and I'm not sure. It also includes the Edge of the World DLC, which contains some additional side quests and some new boss encounters. I don't really remember.
I got this confused with... There was one that I played, I can't think of it right now, it was in VR, and you have a Falcon. Yeah.
Wasn't it this?
No.
No. So that the one Bobby's talking about, that's like a story-based game where you're like plop from thing to thing. You're flying in this game.
Yeah.
Like Bobby's got the YouTube thing going on. When I watched the trailer for this, I was like, oh, what the fuck is this? I don't remember this.
Yeah, this does look pretty
slick. I feel like if I had seen this in October 2020, I would have gone, holy shit, I need this.
Yeah.
I think this was on Game Pass, I'm pretty sure.
I probably was. It looks good. Like you're flying around on a bird and shooting shit.
Some sort of wyvern?
It feels. It's a falcon.
No, like that's. I guess so. One of them looked like a dragon.
Yeah. It's. I'd say maybe it's like Phoenix-like. It's got some tails to it. Anyway, I think it looks great. I don't know why I missed this game before. It's got kind of like a Panzer Dragoon look to it. It's got a Star Fox look to it, but it also appears to be a little bit more open arenas than those two games. It's not like going down a path like Star Fox is, but that looks really good, and I might have to check that out, especially on Switch. That's seems like a good call.
August 5th.
Nice.
Also on August 5th, I think we mentioned this last month, and maybe it slipped, I can't remember, but Dodgeball Academia, which is coming to PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. I just think this game looks good.
It's got good style.
It's kind of cool. Like it actually reminds me a lot of the of Mario Tennis and Mario Golf, the ones that had more story mode stuff to them.
Yeah.
Not like the new Mario Golf story mode, which we won't talk about. But this looks pretty cool. You are at this academy. You are learning to play dodgeball. You're gaining members on your team. You're doing a lot of tinkering of their skills. It seems like a thing I'd probably really dig. And I'm probably going to check that game out.
I really like the way this one looks.
Yeah.
So I remember when Knockout City came out, you're like, nah, this looks shitty. Yeah, what's the difference between this and Knockout City for you all?
It's 2D.
Okay.
It's story based.
Okay.
This doesn't seem like a kind of the template 6v6 type. Like
this is an RPG.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is for me. Like this is not like an arena based multiplayer game. This is an RPG where I'm developing a character and a team. I think that's what it is for me.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
I like Knockout City after I played it.
Fuck yeah, Knockout City slaps.
Yeah, I have. I've heard nothing but positive things about it since our dismissal.
Yes, if you try it, I've heard it's great.
It's so good. It's so fun.
Nice.
On August 10th, we are getting Black Book for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One.
I did not put this down because I wanted to keep the 3. This is a very close 4-3 for me when I do my picks. I think this looks really fucking cool.
Well, Bobby, I know that you're a big fan of authentic Slavic folklore. That's what we always say about Bobby.
Slav squad all day long.
Yes.
Hang on. I gotta scroll down here. So titles, Slav squad. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, now that that's handled,
God, it looks so fucking cool.
So this is an RPG that has deck building elements. And it features a narrative that is inspired by folklore demon stories of Slavic nature.
Hell yeah!
You kind of get me with RPG with deck building elements. Like, okay, that sounds good. But the setting stuff seems interesting. It just kind of looks good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Looks good.
It does.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Interesting stuff. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. Also on the 10th, we are getting Shadowverse Champions Battle, which is another deck building game. Except this is just a card game. This is coming out exclusively for the Switch. Okay, this kind of looks like anime trash. In fact, it gets based on an anime that is also anime trash, which is based on a mobile game that is made by Cygames.
What does this have?
The same people behind. What?
Johnny, what does this game have?
What does it have?
It's got some BCE.
Oh yeah.
Fuck off.
BCE.
So it's developed by Cygames,
the
people behind the Grand Blue fantasy games. Yeah. Great. Yeah, let's keep that going. Love it. I love it when you guys do that. Here's the good and bad part. Good. This is like the sequel to a Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color that I never got.
Yeah.
Technically we did get one, but it only came out in Japan, and it's just kind of a retread of the old game. Anyway, they should make a new Pokemon trading card game, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
And this game is almost that, but not with Pokemon cards. And
Yes.
I don't know if I'm really into this or really not into this.
I mean, you like anime.
You like cards. You like your Switch.
I do like all these things.
I'm checking all these fucking boxes that just spell BCE.
There is a demo out for this game, which I have downloaded.
You like demos too?
Sure, yeah, big demo fan, Chase Kennedy. I'll play this demo. I'll see what this is. I feel like if the card battling is good, I will lose my entire life to this.
Good.
So I'm hoping that it's bad. I'm hoping that it's bad because I don't want to lose my life to this.
You know what card game they should make, Chase? SNK versus Capcom Card Fighters Clash.
I'm with you.
Just throwing that out into the universe in case the universe is listening and wants to reward us with some goodness. That would be nice. Anyway,
Like something like that would be like free to play iOS, like.
Don't ruin it for us.
Yeah, come on, Johnny.
WWE Supercard type.
Why would you do that,
Johnny?
Hey, can we mute Johnny's mic?
I'm muting. Kick his ass off the podcast.
I'm not saying I want that.
We have a new third chair. His name is Patrick. We do not need Johnny anymore. We've been waiting for this moment. Later. Let's just cut it. Anyway, August 12th, Foreclosed, which is coming out PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and the joke I make every time, some console called the Stadia? What is that? Does anybody know what that is? Patrick, you are new to the show. You might be able to offer a new perspective. What is a Stadia?
Bro, I couldn't even tell you. Not gonna lie.
Cool. All right. Well,
no clue.
Have we covered this?
I don't think so.
I feel like we've.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily like the way it looks like it plays, but I like the way it looks. Yeah?
It has a good look to it. I'm just like, I'm getting some really crazy deja vu from this thing.
Yeah?
Maybe it's something we saw. What, was it shown off, you think, at E3?
Maybe in like
this was definitely shown off at Summer Game Fest.
Okay, that's probably what I'm thinking of then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this trailer that I pulled specifically was the Summer Game Fest.
Oh, it
trailer.
is. Yeah, Summer of Gaming 2020.
Summer of Gaming, that's right, not Game Fest. But yeah, I like the way that the onomatopoeia pops up, like
Yeah.
13.
Yep.
Like, but I don't know. I had to put it on here though because I think it looks cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's got a good style too. I like the sound effect for the gun, the blam showing up a lot. I think that's really cool.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
The kind of comic book panel-y style stuff. It's got style to it. We'll see.
It's got style.
Also on the 12th, we are getting Skatebird for PC, Switch, and Xbox One. It's Bobby's favorite game. In fact, Bobby and I played it, and Bobby just said he had so much fun. He loved the controls. It felt perfect. So, Bobby, I know you can't wait for more Skatebird.
What I will say is what we didn't know, because they did have the developer come on either at the Wholesome Game or the Summer Game Fest, one of them, and they really leaned in heavily. We talked about this on our E3 coverage, Chase. The enhancements that they're doing to the controller to make it a bit more adaptable to what you're looking for out of a game like Skatebird. And that wasn't a thing in the build that we played, of course. That was a Steam Fest demo. I think that there's enough charm in the game that if I had a better feeling for the game, like a better control to the game, I'd be into it.
Yeah,
and
this looks like, how can you not be smiling while you're playing it?
well, because you couldn't play it very well in the demo.
Oh,
You're Bobby, it's because you just kept falling on your beak multiple times in a row. So here's my thing. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 is available on Switch right now.
Yep.
That's not
And
really
Skate
where
City.
I want to play that game. Yeah, that's also true. But I would rather play Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on a PS5 with the graphics as high as they can go, looking super smooth and super clean. Skatebird is a game I want to play on a Switch. Like it looks silly and fun. You know, like a little bird. I like this little bird. Patrick, you're laughing. What are you laughing about? You having a good time?
This game looks great.
This game looks great.
yeah, exactly.
Dude,
You flap your little wings and like, get a little bit more air.
You can get different outfits.
Look at the way he rolls when he flies.
Also, you're a tiny fucking bird, so like it has that kind of Micro Machines look to it, where this level that we're seeing here is in an office specifically, but it's just these tiny little environments. It's great.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude, I would get so high and play this game and have the best time of my fucking life.
Absolutely.
Well, if you have Game Pass, it's free to you.
It is
pay some
free.
money.
It will be on Game Pass PC.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. Look at that.
Next.
Just getting it.
August 13th, some game called Hades is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
Keep forgetting that is not on those platforms already.
Yeah.
It's only on Switch and PC. That's great.
I think this game looks pretty cool. I think
Has
I
promise.
might check it out. Yeah, no, Hades is one of the best games I think I've ever played. And I'm still shocked that we didn't give it Game of the Year 2020. I don't hate the game we gave, but
Neither do I.
I think Hades was robbed. The more I think about it.
Chase Hades got plenty of awards.
It did get plenty of awards.
But not the one that
not the
matters
one that matters.
from the casual hour.
Yes. Well, to be fair, Patrick, I would say that we've given Game of the Year to multiple bad games in the past. So I would say it's probably the award that least matters for the casual hour. Just in my historical opinion.
Sure.
August 16th, we are getting Road 96 for PC and Switch. I feel like we've talked about this game a lot through E3 stuff and summer games and all that stuff. It's procedurally generated, narrative driven. I'm just kind of really intrigued by it. I want to see how long a run is, and if you're really just supposed to play this game kind of once and just swap stories with other people who played it, or if this is something that you go back to again and again and again to see all the possible paths.
Yeah, it looks really neat.
Interesting.
I just find procedural generation to be this really interesting thing, especially when you try to weave narrative into it. Like, are things just going to repeat and you go, oh, it's that hitchhiker again.
Right.
It's that dude in the truck. It's going to be that same kind of thing, or do they have tools in place that make it feel truly unique each time you play it? And I'd be really interested to see what that game does. So I'll keep an eye on that.
Nice.
On August 17th, Humankind is coming to PC, Mac, and Stadia. This appears to be a kind of Civ-style 4X game.
Man, this game has had a huge placeholder on the Epic Game Store since I built my PC. People are highly anticipating this game.
Is this one made by Sega? Can't remember.
I don't know why exactly, but
I think this is made by Sega.
It's gonna be a Civ type game, so if you're into that, it's apparently a nice one of those. I don't think the price is too high on it. But yeah, it's a strategy game from Amplitude and Sega. It's due out. It was due out April, so it got pushed back a bit.
Yeah, it seems like there's a really good trailer that I didn't include here. That is, I wouldn't even say it's a cinematic trailer. It's more like a mood kind of trailer. It's really good. It's a live action one. People should check it out. It's about like a girl in a history class in college, and she is going throughout history herself, because like that is kind of where the game is, where you're going through these different eras of humankind. It seems cool, and people are saying that, you know, while it is a Civ style game, it's got some things that make it feel very different from Civ.
It's got some buzz around it,
unfortunately not games. These aren't games that I usually get to play. Not having a computer that really can run these games or gets these games put on it at all. But it's a genre I'd like to try at some point.
Absolutely,
this game looks pretty good. Next up, August 19th, 12 minutes for PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. This game's looked good for a very long time. And when they announced the new voice cast, which is all-star actors and actresses, because
what is going on here?
So it's an Annapurna game, which means, you know, they can use their connections in the movie industry to say, hey, what if we got Daisy Ridley and Willem Dafoe and James McAvoy to voice these characters and do something really cool?
So essentially what's going on in this one is you're replaying 12 minutes in this apartment, and there's events that take place that you're trying to uncover, like what all went down, and so you're replaying them and seeing different elements and aspects to it to piece it together. This game was a tech demo that was out like 7 or 6 years ago before Annapurna picked it up, and I think they retooled quite a bit of what Chase is talking about, the voice acting and the cast work with it. But the E3 from 2018,
it's been a while.
They showed this off at an E3, and it was really impressive. It was a really impressive trailer for it, and you're trapped in this time loop, and some weird shit's going on with it. I can't fucking wait to play this one, and it's on Game Pass day and date. So
the little bit this trailer tells you is you're playing as James McAvoy's character. Your wife Daisy Ridley is about to tell you she's pregnant, but you know that already because you've gone through this 12-minute loop a number of times. And also Willem Dafoe is playing a police officer, investigator, detective, something like that. And he says that, and he is accusing you of killing your father. So some intriguing stuff that's happening in this 12 minutes of your life. And you're supposed to kind of play through it multiple times with the knowledge you gain from each loop to kind of push the story forward. I really want to see more of this game. It hurts me to my core that it's not on a system that I normally game on. So I'm gonna hope that there's a way for me to watch or play this game.
Totally.
On the 19th, we are getting Recompile, which Bobby mentioned is a Game Pass game. It's coming to PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X. This is a kind of as you can see, it's like a Tronish looking. They're calling it a Metroidvania, which is interesting.
Oh, hello.
It's got a lot of fog. It's cool. I would worry, being a Metroidvania, I think it's going to be really hard to find your way with all this smoke and fog and shit that's going on there. But it's incredibly striking to look at.
Yeah.
And who knows? Might be really cool.
Nice.
It's giving me some like Returnal vibes
Yeah.
in the
For sure.
in the colors and things like that too.
Yeah, the particle effects and stuff.
Seems pretty neat.
Game looks good.
Also on the 19th, we are getting Monster Harvest, which I do believe we talked about before.
We have.
And I think it got pushed. This is coming out for PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. It's a Pokemon. It's a Stardew Valley. It's a Pokemon meets Stardew
It was supposed to
Valley.
come out in June.
Okay, so we talked about it a couple months ago. I still think it looks cool. I think that I'd probably have better ones of these games to play instead, but it does look okay. Anyway, on the 20th, Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is coming to PS4 and PS5. Ooh. Fuck, there's a lot to fucking say on this one. Is there? Do we need to go? We should. As a customer, consumer reports kind of thing, there's a lot to know about this.
Fucking Sony has made it difficult again to just upgrade to their higher end version.
Imagine that.
To be fair, I think they're trying to serve a lot of people, in a lot of different people, but they're doing it in a way that just makes it come off extremely complicated. So, what is Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut? It is a new edition. It comes packed with not only the original game, but all the additional content they've sold to date at this point. It also has a brand new adventure for Jin, the protagonist, that is a new island. That is it's called
Tsushima,
Iki Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, Iki Island. And there will be some new features as well. Oh, goodness. Offers new trophies to unlock for the Iki content. Iki is an island nation that has rumors of a Mongol presence, so you might be seeing some Genghis Khan looking motherfuckers there. The PS5 has some exclusive features that are part of it. So let's see here. There is a new Japanese lip sync. So they've been able to use the power of the PS5 to help the lip flaps work. I feel like that's something that should go on all the editions.
Get the fuck out of here, Sony, with that shit.
I guess so.
Anyway.
It makes it more authentic, so that's good. Good that they're doing that. But I think it is silly that they're saying, thanks to the PS5's ability to render cinematics in real time, cutscenes in Ghost of Tsushima and on the Iki Island will offer lip sync for Japanese voiceover.
Yeah, what, bro? Get out.
That sounds like some marketing bullshit to me. I feel like you just
get the fuck out of here.
Like, come on,
it's
ridiculous.
Just all that bullshit aside, I think the cost structure here is a little fucked up.
Yeah, we'll get there in a second. So it also has haptic feedback and using the adaptive triggers for the PS5. That is cool. Always good to see there. It says there will also be enhancements to 3D audio on PS5, as well as drastically improved load times, 4K resolution options, and frame rates targeting 60 frames per second. Those are things people like. Transferring your progress. If you already have Ghost of Tsushima on PS4, you can transfer your save to PS5 and pick it up where you left off. And for new players, the Iki content is available at the beginning of Act 2, so you do have to play a little bit of the original game before you can jump into the new content if you are starting fresh.
Okay.
There is a patch that is for, I think, all versions of Ghost of Tsushima, not just the director's cut. Let's see. It has some new accessibility options for alternative controller layouts, the option to enable a target lock-on during combat, and also you can hide your quiver, I guess.
That's awesome.
It's a thing some people ask for. Let's get to the pricing.
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut launches on August 20th for $69.99 on PS5 and $59.99 on PS4. So $10 to get the prettier version. I believe
PS5 tax.
Yes.
That's on the PlayStation 4 only.
What?
if the player owns the director's cut on PS4, it launches in August. They can upgrade it for $10 for PS5. But if they want to upgrade their base PS4 copy to the game's director's cut, it's going to set them back $20.
Yes,
That sounds right.
And
I want to say yes.
if the PS4 player wants to upgrade their copy to the director's cut on a PS5, it'll be $30. So, like, I'll use myself as an example. If I wanted to get this game, because I have the PS4 base version, and if I wanted to get the director's cut on my PlayStation 5, I'm paying $30
Correct.
to get this, which means I'm now in the hole $90 for this game.
$90.
But so that's like saying, so basically
It's
the
$30 for
$20
DLC is what it is.
$20 for DLC and $10 to make it look pretty
Shots fired.
and run better. So
Why would I
you're
have-
paying $30
Hey,
basically.
all the 10 million PS5s wanted to look really good.
Hey, I paid $35 for a copy of Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia, and I paid $40 for the DLC for Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valentia. So I'm, it happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
All good.
I don't know. I think if you haven't played this game, which I have not, this sounds like an appealing package to just start fresh, get all the shit, and to have it. That being said, I also am not sure I need to play Ghost of Tsushima,
It's fair.
but it looks nice. It looks pretty.
What's up
I
next?
might just continue. I might just play more Samurai. Actually, what I really want is to play that Devolver game. That's like the 2D game that has the Kurosawa look to it. You guys remember seeing that?
Yes.
That does look cool.
Game thing?
That looks cool as
Yeah.
fuck.
That game looks rad. Anyway, guys, good news. They're still making football.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank God.
Good old American football. Video games are back. I know video games took a little time off, but now we're back.
Yep.
August 20th, Madden, NFL 22, two GOATs, Tom Brady,
Oh my god.
Patrick Mahomes,
Oh my
same
god.
cover. I don't know. It's football.
Really?
It's out on lots of stuff. It's out on
It's on
PC, PS4,
Windows.
PS5,
Is
Xbox One,
that a
Xbox
first for
Series X.
Windows?
I think it's been on PC before. It might be a first for Stadia.
Yeah.
What Stadia?
I still don't know what that is, but it is there. It's like a
Patrick, if you
like-
sincerely don't know, it's Google's game streaming service.
it's
No,
like a turducken. It's like a you shove the duck into the Stadia, and the Stadia is like a chicken that then I don't know. It's football. Football's there. People like football.
And it's
Probably.
on Stadia.
It's on Stadia. Stadia is apparently the place to play Destiny 2 because it's harder for people to cheat. So people play Trials of Osiris on that because they can't hack it.
What a selling
You
Other
can't
than
hack
that-
the cloud, suckers.
Yeah. Other than that, I've heard very little about
And
Stadia.
They said it
That's-
in the movie Hackers, hack the world. They didn't say hack
Yeah.
the clouds. And
That's true.
henceforth,
Mhm.
that's where we're at. Full circle.
That's where we're at.
Clouds are safe.
Clouds are safe.
August 24th, Aliens Fireteam Elite for
I'm with
PC, PS4,
I am
PS5,
excited for this
Xbox
one.
and
This
Xbox
looks
Series X.
good.
Yep. I'm
I-
pumped
this-
for this one.
Watching the trailer, this game looks so much like a Left 4 Dead. I'm actually a little disappointed that it's not a Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I want this
is
aliens though. I mean, like different classes, team-based PvE
Sure.
and alien environments.
Uh-huh.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, that's my shit too.
Seems kind of cool.
Yeah.
Alright.
And I think that they've said that this has crossplay also. I think.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
Johnny, can you fact
Okay.
check me on that one?
Yep.
Thanks.
You have to relentlessly fight for survival. I've read.
Disney owns the Aliens franchise now. It's out of control. They're too,
It's-
They own
it's too
everything.
powerful.
It's that's
Too powerful.
No one.
It will
company
not
should have all that power.
feature
Son of a
crossplay support
bitch.
when it releases,
Wow.
but it will support cross-gen play.
Yet another lie from Bobby Pease.
No, we did it.
Also, on the 24th, we are getting Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
Speaking of lying, that date's wrong.
Is it?
Okay. That's a kind of a shitty move on my part. It just happened before we recorded. It got moved to early September.
Well, then fuck it. We're not talking about this game.
September 21st.
Cut.
That is true. It just got said, but we'll talk about that game later. It looks like
are we going to cut this one too?
Or it looks like somebody made a DreamWorks thing. No. Why would we cut this one?
I didn't know anybody wanted to talk about it.
Why would we just cut Game of the Year 2021?
Potential.
Would we do that?
Potential.
I don't know. Monster Hunter Stories 2 is pretty good. No. August 25th, Psychonauts 2 coming for PC, Mac, Linux, PS4, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. This game, Stadia, fuck a Stadia. This game's coming out on fucking Linux. Hell yeah!
I'm talking about. Keep it fucking real.
I can't wait to buy this game. Not only because it is a sequel to one of my favorite games of all time, one of my actual top five games of all time, not Bobby's top 25 games of all time. I don't know what.
Yeah, I haven't put anything on there for a while. Don't tempt me with a good time. I'll do it.
I'm really excited for this one, and also it's going to be the last Double Fine game that comes out on a PlayStation because they're run by Microsoft now.
You just have to play it on your Steam Deck in the future.
It's true. Yeah. It's true. You know,
that's crazy.
PlayStation comes and goes. Steam Deck is forever, apparently. Yeah, like Psychonauts is like I said, it's one of my favorite games ever.
Sure.
It came out in when did it come out? 2005. So this has been a long time coming for a big fan like me. I've been on this train for a long time. You guys remember Notch, that Minecraft asshole?
Yeah.
He almost funded this game at one point. Nobody even remembers who the fuck Notch is. That's how long this game has maybe kind of been in development. We've been waiting for such a long time. I think it looks great. I'm kind of trying to stay on a media blackout. I will give you, I guess, some heads up that I backed this on Fig.
Yep.
Which is Double Fine's kind of Kickstarter-y thing. So I am biased, but already I was biased. I love Psychonauts, so I can't wait for this game. The little bits that I have seen, I think it looks awesome, and I'm looking forward to hearing that voice cast, seeing Jack Black jump in. It's good stuff. Cannot wait.
And this, as we mentioned earlier, this will be day and date on Game Pass. So if you have that subscription, you'll be able to play it there.
Yep. Which you should. I'm going to play it on PlayStation because I have to, but. If you can play it on Game Pass, you should play it on Game Pass. On August 27th, we are getting No More Heroes 3. Speaking of games that have been waiting for sequels for a very long time, No More Heroes 3 coming out exclusively for the Switch. Patrick, have you played these games before?
I've never played a single one, and that's why I want to dive into this one. Because it's always had its own thing going on, and I've always respected that about it, from a distance. So I want to dive into this one.
From jerk off motions with your Wiimote to power up your laser sword. Yeah, this game is
give the fucking people what they want.
This series has always been weird. I believe it does. I believe you actually can separate the Joy-Cons and do similar moves to you that you could on the Wii.
Huh.
But you can
jacking off motions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
you gotta get that. You gotta get the power into your.
I don't like this.
Laser,
I do.
That's how it works. Just call it training. That's all it is. These games have always been really silly and violent and funny and interesting. And this game seems to be. There it is. He's getting it, man. He's just getting it. Patrick knows how it is.
I'm in.
Feeling it. Yeah. Anyway, so that comes out on the 27th, and that seems all right. There was the game between 2 and 3. What was that? Travis Strikes Again, I think.
Yes.
It came out on the Switch. That was like a mini game kind of collection thing. It was also very weird. Grasshopper Games makes weird stuff. Suda makes weird, interesting stuff. And then rounding things out on August 31st, New World, which Bobby mentioned, is coming out for PC. PC. Jeff Bezos made a game.
Jeffrey
That's it.
Bezos.
He made
Jeffrey Bezos.
it. He went to space, and he brought this game back with him.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yeah, I think this game's going to be fun. I've enjoyed what a little bit I've played of it so far. Looking forward to the full release at the end of August.
Yes.
all right.
Chase,
And that is the month. We obviously didn't cover every single game coming out in the month of August, but those are the ones I think are the most interesting or the ones that we probably care about the most. So
Correct.
they got mentioned. Of course, we always get surprises every month, things that either flew under the radar or things that just didn't get announced until super late and were big surprises. And I'm sure something like that will happen this month as well. But I was thinking this was going to be kind of a down month outside of Psychonauts.
Sure.
And looking at this list, I think actually there's some pretty good stuff coming up this month.
Yeah, I think so.
So let's go down the
I
list. What do we think is coming out this month that we are excited about? Bobby, why don't you go first?
Yeah, so I have listed 12 Minutes. I'm really excited for that game. Game Pass game as well. New World, as I've mentioned multiple times tonight. Alien Fire Team Elite. I think that game looks really solid. And I did put down for safe measure Black Book. I thought that game had an awesome style to it, and I'm curious about those deck building mechanics in it also.
Cool. Patrick, how about you?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Aliens Fire Team Elite. Looks great. Bobby, if you want to get down on that, let me know. No More Heroes 3. Got to be jacking off. So let's go ahead and get that going for all of August.
I am right now.
Yeah, I knew it. And then
Jeffrey.
12 Minutes. I wasn't aware of that game before this episode, so I'm very interested in that.
Good stuff. Glad. Like for our audience, I'm glad we could introduce you to a game that you might really enjoy.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Public service, really. Johnny, why don't you tell us what you got that you're excited about?
I have Psychonauts 2. I think the game looks really cool. Psychonauts 1 on my computer. I should probably play that first game or at least read more about it. I have Skatebird.
It's tough to go back to.
Oh, hell yeah, Skatebird.
Yeah.
And I actually was playing some Ghost of today during my lunch break, and I love that game, and I'm definitely gonna be picking up this director's cut, playing that new content. So,
well, playing like an hour of it, and then probably returning it, but
exactly, correct.
And then for me, I agree with most of the people here. 12 Minutes looks really, really good. I'm looking forward to playing that and seeing what it's all about. Skatebird, I just like Tony Hawk skateboarding games, and this one seems in that same vein.
Yeah.
And then Psychonauts 2, of course.
Absolutely.
I've been waiting so long. I've been waiting so fucking long for Psychonauts 2. And that'll be great. So,
very cool.
I think that covers the month of August. Bobby, I'm going to throw it back to you to get us the fuck out of here.
Chase, again, thank you. Always putting the note together. Great time. Patrick, awesome to have you here. I know, as we mentioned at the top of the show, but for those of you who've hopped on throughout, Patrick was one of the original members of the Casual Hour, and he has returned to regular rotation here. He'll be, well, not regular rotation, but he'll be on a couple times a month in varying degrees, either on the show with us here or on a quick look that we post out. So Patrick, welcome back. Great to have you. Missed you. Love you. Thank you so much for being here with us. Directly beneath me and all of us, you can see some updates to what we got going on there. If you want to follow around with what we're up to, the easiest way to do it is to follow that link there. And you can see all the activities that we get up to. As I mentioned, we are streaming, well, we have quick looks and we're streaming 3 days a week. Chase and I are in the middle of a series called XCOM Mondays. Last Monday was a shit show. I died.
Yeah, sounds like things went pretty bad.
Things went bad, but we're going to make Bobby Dale Jr. and Jiggy Jr. and get the band back together in that way. So we'll be firing that back up for week 4.
I'm really glad those two had intercourse before they went off to war.
Yes, they were.
And they also got the same Solid Snake rapidly aging Lay Infant Tarib to let them get right back into the action. Real good stuff. Smart on the XCOM team to know that.
So that's part of our Casual Mondays over here on Twitch. Mondays, 10:30 p.m. Central. Wednesdays, we do the podcast live here at the Casual Hour Live. And on Fridays, you're watching it right now. If you don't want to watch it and you just want to listen to it, you can find us wherever podcasts are at. Fridays at 9 a.m. Central. Go ahead and listen to it there. And then Friday evenings is more, we call it a catch-all. I'm going to be gone this week. Friday's my birthday. Johnny and Chase have so graciously decided to host the stream Friday night. And why don't you go ahead and pitch what you're going to be doing? You seem really excited about this.
We're going to be playing a game that I love that was on my top 10 games last year. I believe it was number 5. And that is Crusader Kings 3.
Very cool.
And Chase has never played it, but seems to be pretty intrigued. And we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna maybe get up to some skullduggery, maybe start a little war.
I'm extremely excited to screw up the world in many ways.
I've attempted to play that game, and there is no tutorial really, so I uninstalled it.
It is yes and no. There is a tutorial character, but I also watched one of my friends' YouTube channel who specializes in these types of games.
There is a tutorial. It's called watching hundreds of hours of YouTube.
Right.
Nailed it.
So I got through that, and I got a rudimentary understanding of the game. And after hours and hours of playing, I still have a rudimentary understanding of the game. But it's a lot of fun. I like it a whole lot.
Awesome. So thank you too for filling in for Friday. But again, next week we'll be kicking some stuff off. We did put up 2 quick look. Well, we have 1 quick look up right now, which was a really good time. A game called Chicory, A Color for Tale, which I'm a big fan of. Potato, if you're still hanging out in chat, that is a game you should definitely check out. I think that you would like that a lot, especially given your approach to art. I think that you would find Chicory really cool. So we got a quick look up for that on our YouTube channel. And it's called Chicory, A Colorful Tale. If anybody wants to type that out in chat really quick.
I can do it.
It's awesome. I like that game a whole lot. One of my favorite games I've played this year.
I also did it. I put a colon into it.
And it's got a really cool style to it. Good music. So that quick looks up. Tomorrow, we will be posting a quick look for a game called Going Under that's currently on Game Pass. It's got an awesome style to it, and it's a very self-aware rogue-like dungeon crawler set in Silicon Valley. And you're at a tech startup, and all the shit that you deal with in one of those is there. So absolutely good time. Check that out. That'll be posting tomorrow on our YouTube at 9. We'll also throw it up on Twitter and Instagram too. And then next week we'll kick it back with XCOM Mondays. Let's go to Johnny because he'll be quick, and then we'll go over to Patrick and we'll end with Chase. What are you playing with your son, Johnny? Anything new?
We played. We didn't play any games tonight, but we did make our own Crayola markers tonight with a kit he got for Christmas, and has not opened since. So it only took until the end of July.
How do you make a marker?
It comes with yellow, pink, and blue color, like dyes.
Like a CMYK?
Sure, yeah. And then it actually has a little recipe card. It says add this many milliliters of this. And you put it into a little tube, and you put the cotton thing in, or whatever it's made from. It soaks it up. You put it in the marker tube, and then you seal it up and make your own markers.
Neat. Sounds fun.
Nice.
Yeah, probably. No, one of them's pink. One of them is actually pink. It's weird. Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't magenta?
What'd you do,
Maybe
Johnny?
Magenta. I don't know.
Cyan.
Anyway,
Magenta.
I'll shut up now.
Patrick, we're going to get you a little shout out button here that we can use for all the stuff that you do, because you're arguably busier than any of us. So why don't you run everybody down for what you do and where they can find and follow what you're up to?
So I make music. You can find me at P Brown the Aeon. I am that is literally all of my handles on social media. P Brown the Aeon. I'm on Bandcamp under P Brown the Aeon. Spotify under P Brown the Aeon. I do have a new EP coming out very soon.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully, as soon as my press photos get back to me, God damn it, they would be very nice to have. But yeah, so new music soon, more video games. Also, will be played on my Twitch soon. Since I have returned to the casual hour, it's probably best if I get back into gaming a lot. So,
Oh, yeah.
expect more
Johnny's
more
been on this
content.
show for a long time, and he doesn't play video games.
Yeah. Oh.
Fair.
Well, Johnny has an excuse. He has a kid. Me, I'm just like whatever. So.
Dave Cat.
Yeah, Cat.
I do. Vincent LeBron Diesel. I don't know where he is, but he's somewhere probably being annoying. But yeah, so that's it. P Brown the Aeon everywhere.
Did you
Come check
name
me
your
out.
cat after 3 different basketball players?
No, I named him after Vin Diesel, but he needed a cool middle name, so I said, LeBron. So, pow.
Okay, I thought we were
Love it.
doing like a Vince Carter, Shaq, LeBron.
Nah. I'm a really big Vin Diesel fan. Well, Fast and Furious fan. Except for now, the new one sucked. Don't see the new Fast and Furious. They go to space, and it's real stupid.
I heard that The Rock
I mean,
is done.
They have to be space, right?
Yes, The Rock is done because him and Vin Diesel hate each other.
Damn.
He's too busy filming bad Disney jungle movies.
Yeah,
Series.
exactly. Yeah. He's too busy doing other shitty movies to be in this shitty movie.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love Fast and Furious. I love Fast and Furious because I love to
It's a
see.
great series.
I love to see a bunch of people of color making a bunch of money and saving the world. That makes me so happy. Ludacris is the smartest person in that fucking movie. Yes, it's fucking cool. But they go to space and it's real stupid. So
Patrick,
don't see it.
is it better or worse than Hobbs and Shaw?
That is a great question. Hobbs and Shaw is pretty. No, Hobbs and Shaw is it's an
no.
abomination. That's a very bad movie. So
Because
yeah.
I watched Hobbs and Shaw, so I think now I at least have to watch this other.
Yes,
Fast and
yes, it's better than it is better
Okay.
than Hobbs and Shaw.
All right. So
Thank you all for letting me wax poetic about Fast
Yeah,
and Furious.
absolutely.
Problem.
So I'll get the way that we're shouting stuff out in chat over here. I'm gonna get something from you, and I'll get all your links in one spot. And when you're on, it'll be super legit and super easy, like what I'm about to do for Chase. So
There they
Chase,
Yes.
What have you been up to?
I got a couple things. I've got another podcast that I do called Gamers on the Go, where I talk about handheld video games with a guest. Bobby was on the last show that we did, and it is out now. You can go and listen to that at gamersonthego.com. Bobby and I talked about Pokemon X and Y,
yes,
which were pretty solid Pokemon games. We had a really fun time talking about those. I played that game with a bit of a different kind of run that was pretty interesting. And, we talked about all the ways that X and Y differ from the previous generations, and we touched a little bit on some generations that would come after. I also have a YouTube channel that I've started putting some stuff on. I have been playing through Super Robot Wars X, and I still like that game. That game got me into Super Robot Wars, and also annoyed Johnny and Bobby to no end as I talked about that series. So
Nice.
it's worth watching me go back smarter, understanding how the series works, some of the mechanics, and
Nice.
And playing that game. I would say relatively well, except the last episode. Although actually not the last episode because one comes out now, so there's a new episode out right now. But if you go back an episode, you can watch me fuck up and get a game over, which was real heartbreaking. It was a real bad misclick. If you want to watch a man just break down, like skip to like the last 5 minutes of that video, it's incredible. But yeah, things got better. We got better. We figured it out. And this episode that's out right now is me doing that level correctly. So if you don't want to watch somebody lose, you can just skip that one and watch this one and see how it should be played. But that's been real fun. You can find that. It's ChaseK Plays. You can look on YouTube. There is a Twitter account at ChaseK Plays where I'll post all the new episodes when they come out. And you can check that out.
very cool. So lots of good things to be excited about here at the Casual Hour. Having Patrick back, top of that list. We've done a slight visual refresh on some stuff, especially over on YouTube. Really trying to find a good way to identify the different content we're putting out to make it easier for you all to go back. YouTube's going to be a place that we do a lot of archival stuff on top of our quick look. So if you are looking for previous streams, whether it be a Casual Monday, a podcast, or just one of our Friday night deals, we're trying to get YouTube really categorized and easy to parse through to have some of that stuff there. So if you haven't been over to YouTube yet for us, do so. You can also find a link to some of our friends' pages on there as well.
And if you are just following us on YouTube, we will not be posting as often as we do. Like Bobby said, we're mostly just trying to get up a bunch of old stuff right now. So we're not spamming you. We're just trying to get an archive up, and we'll eventually get back to a somewhat regular.
Yeah, like daily, I would say. Really, I mean, not daily, but we'll put this stream will go over pretty close to something. We'll have a video up a day almost, which is cool. So YouTube is going to be a fun spot to hang out. It's late. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you all for being here with me tonight to do it. And we will be back. Well, Johnny and Chase will be back Friday night with Crusader Kings 3. Everybody be safe. Take care. Wear your mask.